Testimony. I was forced to go to the grand jury, and I'm forced and compelled to come here today.
The House committee investigating the January 6th insurrection voted to recommend contempt charges against Steve Bannon, a former ally of President Trump who was not working for the White House at the time, but had reportedly been in communication with him, had predicted the chaos, and had been promoting some of it. And so they voted to recommend to hold him in contempt, moving that to the House floor. And tomorrow, the House will have a vote to send those charges to the Justice Department.
Panel. Yeah, to kind of get that in layman's terms.
For Washington, D.C., that triggers a process where the U.S. Attorney in Washington then decides whether to prosecute this case. So if they don't prosecute, that could have high stakes for the committee. It means they might have to go into civil litigation or use other possible methods of trying to get Bannon to comply. No matter what, it's expected to be a long process, but the committee has really said that they're not going to take no for an answer, and they're not going to play around and wait and let someone just defy their subpoenas. So Bannon, they told us last night, is standing alone among the around 18 witnesses that they've subpoenaed. All of the others are in some way engaging with the committee. That doesn't mean that they'll all testify or they will all comply. There might be more votes. But at this point, Bannon is the only one who has just told them no. The stakes are high for Congress as well as the committee, because if DOJ declines to prosecute, or if they were to lose an eventual case, that would certainly be a signal to witnesses in the future that there aren't going to be consequences if they don't comply. Congress still has a lot of tools to enforce these things. Witnesses still have to pay lawyers and do all sorts of things if they decide to defy a subpoena, so it's not quite that easy, but at the same time, it would really be a significant development if DOJ were to say, no, we're not going to put our force behind this, or if they were to lose an eventual case against Bannon for contempt. Certainly that's another advantage to the committee of trying to prosecute Bannon as opposed to some of the other officials, because they actually were working in the administration at the time. Bannon was not, so that really weakens Trump's claims of executive privilege, that things that they discussed should be kept secret. And Biden so far has backed Congress on this and said that he doesn't think executive privilege applies in this case, but really in the end it would be up to the courts.